Hello, very good evening. Today, basically, we will learn about a very cool framework called Tailwind. Tailwind is a very intuitive, very nice flex-based CSS framework that allows you to create and design websites very quickly, very easily, and it has everything CSS-based designing and layouting done for you. All you need to do is you need to focus on the basic content area. The designing is handled by CSS. So in this particular tutorial, we will learn how you can design this particular website, entire website components within 10 minutes. You can do that within 10 minutes. You can just come here, build this entire website contents within 10 minutes and just change this content area of this website. Tailwind CSS allows us to do that along with something called tailblocks.css. So, and you will be doing a minimum amount of coding. With minimum amount of coding, let's build this website very quickly within 10 minutes. My name is Dr. Shan Bhatti. If you're here for the first time and you haven't subscribed the channel yet, subscribe this channel and hit that bell icon so you receive the tutorials regularly. Let's begin. Okay, so for example, you get a project and you have to create a complete working website. And no shortcuts, pure, easily and in a very proper manner, a professional looking website within 5 to 10 minutes. You have to complete that entire website. And in order to do that, basically we use this framework, and along with other frameworks there are, like I've said, Bootstrap is also there. But this Tailwind is again a very cool framework that allows us to use the predefined CSS codes and CSS styles to create our website. Okay, it is available on tailwindcss.com. The web link is here. Let me copy it on Notepad so you can use this URL. Okay, and if I increase the font size, so tailwindcss.com is the website URL. You can easily note this down. Once you come onto this particular website, it will tell you about few basic aspects. Now, this website uses classes like Flex, PD4, text centers for CSS. Okay, so basically it's a CSS styles. So the idea is that you write an HTML and your entire CSS is automatically written for you using your framework. So you don't have to go inside and give the styles manually. All the styles, all the style sheets, all the style codes are already created for you. Your basic task is to simply create HTML tags and assign it that particular CSS style which this framework will tell you. Okay, whatever style you want. For example, even this button, if you want this style of button, all you need to do is you need to write an HTML code to create a button. The style, the color, the text, the overlay, everything is done for you within this framework. All you need to do is just write a one single class, that what should be this class name. So this example is given to you. So for example, if you want to create this particular section where there's an image that is able to move in terms of animation, you have a text, you have a heading, and you want this particular content. All you need to do is you need to write the figure, you give it a class name. You write an image, you give it a class name. So these class names is something that we need to understand, that in order to obtain this style, which CSS style we need to apply. Okay, so in other words, you write an HTML and then you apply a style to it. In typical sense, we write the CSS code ourselves. However, using frameworks, you do it automatically. Okay, how we do it? We use these frameworks. Now, technically, I will not go into details of frameworks. My idea is to build a website within 10 minutes. So let's start. So what we do is, we first go inside our code, and let me open a software called Brackets or any other software you want to use. You can start the timer, for example, at this moment, and you will see that within 10 minutes, we can create a complete website very easy and very conveniently. So I create a simple file, a new file. Okay, this is a blank new file I've created. The first thing I will do is, like every other file, I will write an HTML code, HTML and \HTML. Okay, file, save this as, and I will go inside my standard folder that we have been using in web system class, BS, let me write SC after evening. Okay, and inside this class, because this is going to be my first page, I will name it as css.html or index.html. Okay, so I will just create an index.html file, save it in a folder and save it. So this becomes my first file that I've written with HTML code inside it. You can write head and the second thing we write is body. Now again, we have discussed about this. These are the typical syntax codes that we need to include. So all you do is you write this particular code. Simple. Then what we do is we go and head towards Tailwind. Once you are in the Tailwind website, what you need to do, you need to go and see the link of installing this particular Tailwind. Obviously, this is a very cool website. You can go through this entire website and learn how you can use this grids manually. What I want to do, I want to build a website within 10 minutes. So I don't want to read all of that. I will just go on site and click on get started. Once I click on the get started, it will give me the documentation how you can use Tailwind. You can start learning, you can start all these different modes and updates within your Tailwind. My first thing is, how do I apply this Tailwind in my HTML file that I created here? So I will come down in this CSS, I will go into the installation link, the first link which is under getting started. How do I install this framework within my code? So once you click on installation page will open and it will tell you all the instruction how you can install this. Nothing is important for me. I will scroll down. Right at the bottom, there is a link called using CDN. Okay. Now, CDN is basically a way of using a framework directly from its hosting platform rather than downloading it on your own PC. So what we are basically looking into it, that I want to use this framework, but I don't want to install it on my system. So what I can do is I can copy this file link here, right click, copy, right click, copy. What this links tell me that it's a H reference to a particular path of a CSS file. I can download the CSS files as well. I can use the CSS file within my system as well. What I want to do is I want to install this directly without anything. And my idea is to build a website absolutely quickly. So my target is I copy this line, go inside my head and paste it. Okay. What this basically means that now I have my Tailwind in my HTML code. Nothing else I need to do. So I came into installation, scroll down, find the link called using Tailwind via CDN. Now I have a CDN available. Within the CDN, the link file is here. Okay. Once you do this link file, your code is ready to be implemented. Your Tailwind is ready to be implemented. Now you can go into these components, okay, of Tailwind and see how these Tailwind components can be incorporated. You can read about all these components. You can try them out. These different entities are available, whichever entity you want. The code, the style for this is already available for you. Okay. So for example, if you need this kind of price panels or these kind of components in your website, these are already there for you. You can use it. However, we are not going to use it from here. There is another website called tailblocks.cc. So I copy this link. Let me show you this link on this page as well. So we now go to another link called tailwind.cc or tailblocks.cc. Okay. Once you come onto this website, okay, what it will tell you, let me show you. It will give you various different components. It will give you various different sections. So for example, the blog is available here. These are different components that you can create on your websites. And these components are here. The fun thing is, for these particular components, for example, I click on this content area. So this is a dummy text content area. I want exactly these things in my website. I can click on view code. The entire code is available with proper Tailwind styles. All I need to do is copy this, paste it in my code, and I have this section available within 1 second. So the target was to build a website very quickly. I don't want to get into nitty-gritty. So what I did, I come into my page, just wrote a basic HTML code, go inside the head, copy this link file here. This file can be found from your web browser under the installation directory under the CDN. So under installation, under CDN, you have this already available. Just copy this, paste it on this link. Then within your body, you need components. So for that components, we go to another website called tailwindblocks.css. Now some brilliant guy has created this Tailwind blocks for us already, put it on a GitHub, create a direct link for us, and we can use it. How we can use it? Come onto the website. Let's go onto the tailwindblocks.css, tailblocks.cc, and all these components are here. So let me start building a website and it will give you a better idea what you do. So if you scroll down on the panel, see all these components are there. You can use them directly. Just click on the view code, copy paste the code, the section is there. So what I need, I will start. So if you scroll down, you will find lots of things available, from galleries to footers. All this information is there. Just copy paste and your website is created. I will start with the header. Scroll down, find the header area, because every website starts from your header. These are few different templates available. Obviously, it's all customizable. You can customize them. But my target or my idea is that I want to build the website absolutely quickly. So what I do is I select this. I said, okay, I want this particular link where I have a logo, a text, few links, and my button here. So what I do, I click on view code. Okay. So within my view code, I have this code available. Simply click on copy. Now the fun thing is it also gives you color, whichever color you want to apply as well. So for now, I will just choose the default color. I will click on the copy to clipboard. I come inside my source code. Inside the body section, I paste the code. So let me just write a comment here, header of page. Okay, so all I did, I just copy pasted the code of this onto my page, save this and click on the live view button here in my brackets, and my web page should be loaded with the code content as you can see here. Then I come back into my code. Now let me change the content area. So I know where it changed. For example, tail blocks. Let me write Zishan BHA Buddy or whatever is your website name. Okay. If you want to change the image, this image, just simply click on this image URL. Find the tag where we have used the image and you can change it. Okay, I think the image code, where is my image code going? It's in svg xml file here. So we change it and it should change the image. Then the first link, for example, the first link needs to be home. The second link needs to be, for example, my tutorials, my, for example, university course, for example, my, I can say, research projects. So I have my links. So as soon as I save it, go back inside my page. Sorry, where's my page gone? And you will now find Zishan Bhatti, home tutorials. These links are already there. Very easy, very simple way to create. Next, let's just come back into our HTML. I have my links available. Now I need the content area. So I said, okay, my content area can be which component I would like to have. So this becomes tabs, testimonials. See, all these components are here. You can use them. Gallery, footer, let's use it in the end. Feature. So let me just say maybe I want to go content area, and within the content area, let me give this content. So I have a header image, I have a profile, I have some text here. So view code, copy the code to clipboard, come back into the code. Where was your last header? Come back here, paste it. Okay. And I like to rename these, give a comment. So I can give a comment here. For example, main content header. Save this page, and as soon as you save this page, you will get the index components is here. Simple. This website is created. My page, my content area, my image name, this confirmations, the text is there. So what I do, I come back into the content area, I find this text. So for example, it says this name. I will write Dr. Zishan BHA Buddy. I have this content here. So for example, I can write Professor DEP Department of Information Technology, University of St. Jamshoro. Okay, I save it, I go back into my page, and now you see my name, my information is there. This is my biography. I can change this biography easily. Similarly, just coming and editing the content here. So this is how easily I have created my first page. Similarly, you can see the image. This is the default image that is referred as 1200 by 500 image resolution. I can use any of my image and paste it here. Okay, by 1200 by 500 image that I want. Got it? Similarly, let's go back, add more components, and then you get the idea. Just change the content area, and your website is created. The main task when we create a website is designing these components, place these components using CSS, changing these layouts. In this case, everything is absolutely simply and easy. So what we do is, I have main content area. Now I want, for example, other information like space finders, tutorials, information. So I use this content area. View code with an orange heading, copy this. Right, come back here. This area is there. Below this, I want the content area. So when the section ends, come here, I give a comment area, second tutorials link content. Okay, so edit, redo, and I paste the content here. Control S. As soon as I save it, go back into my website. I don't think I need to refresh it, and now you see the content is there. So you can see my website is already being created. If I'm not talking and not trying to explain, I can create this absolutely quickly. So my name is there, home tutorial is there, I have a header image, I just need to change the image, change the content area, give my biography, then I come down here and I have my tags and components all created for me. It's just like a template. All you need to do is just edit these templates. So I come back into the code, and for example, in this heading that I had available, space-time final frontier, I want to edit this heading. I come back into my code and I can say WAT watch my YouTube YouTube video lectures. Okay, and I can give my description here, watch my video lectures here, or I can say, instead of this, Zishan ACADE Academy YouTube CHA channel. Okay, so once I save it, let me go back into the content, and you will note your content is changed, and I can give my brief description of my channel here. So copy paste the description here, and I can give here. Similarly, all these contents are very easily available. You can, as long as you know where to edit. So this becomes my shooting star heading 2. Okay, and then within heading 2 we have a paragraph tag that changes this paragraph. So you can edit it, you can change it, you can modify it, and doing so will modify your content. So shooting stars, my video content, learn more. So I can give my thumbnail of my video, the title of my video, the description, and then link to my original video. So as soon as I click on it, it will take me to my video. How easily it is that I can create my video or my websites on my own personal website. Okay, so I can easily change this content area within my link. So if I go on to my channel, tube.com/ACADEMO Academy. Okay, so I can copy the video titles from my channel, I can give it the description in few words, and then give it a link to my channel. Okay, so this is basically what I wanted to do. So I come back here and I can take any particular video. In this case, for example, if I take this video and I copy the title, I go back inside my code, and this was my heading, so I just Control V. So my create full responsive website with website drop down menu, and I will shorten the title for this. In this case, the description is there, so I can give a complete description here what I want to do, and then I can give a thumbnail of this to this particular image, which I have somewhere else. I will have to find it. The idea here is, then once I click on this link, because currently this is not link, so if I click, nothing happens, but I want that if I click here, same as learning more, it should take me to my website channel. So I copy this link of the URL, go back inside my website, and you will notice the image. So where is my image? Image tag. Image tag is somewhere around here. Okay, so here is the image tag that is available. So before this image tag, I can give an a tag, and I can say h reference, and I will paste the path, close the a tag, and then just delete this code here, and after this src \a. Okay, so what I did, now I've customized my code as well. So I've given an anchor tag pointing to my URL, and then this image is now inside this a, so this will become a reference image. Same thing I can do with the learn more, round path, learn more link here. So you see it already has an a tag to it. So just read the code and you will understand, okay, so everything is there. So I already have the A tag, it has the class, but it doesn't have a H reference. So what I do is I give an H reference to it. H reference is equals to path, paste the URL, and there we go. Okay, so now these both become my link. Save it, refresh the page, and you will note this becomes a link. So as soon as I click on it, it will take me to my video. Go back, and even this learn more has now linked to it. These are not. So I can customize this content as well. So now my website is being created. I can change the background colors, I can change the component colors, I can change the images, I can load up any particular image from my thumbnail, assign an image here, and now my website is created. The basic idea again becomes very simple. You use the Tailwind link or Tailwind framework, and in order to use that framework, you just simply need to include that link in your head file, then head on to a website called your CSS, tailblocks.cc. Okay, tailblocks.cc. Within this tailblocks.cc, we have all the components already designed for us, and now you can use these components very easily. So for example, I need this e-commerce layout. Okay, I can very easily use this e-commerce layout within my page. This can be my e-commerce, or this can be my tutorials or video lectures or whatever series I want to do. Similarly, featured content as well. So I can have my course contents here. So if I want to use this, okay, I can use that. If I can use this particular component, that I have an image on one side and then these three contents, for example, I want to use that. All I need to do is go inside the view code. Within my view code, I will just copy this code, go back inside my source code, and at the end of the block that I added after section, I just again add another comment. This becomes my third block with university courses, for example. Okay, the comments are so sometimes important because it allows you to identify which section you are doing which particular thing, and it allows you to edit those sections and find those sections very easily, because you're copy pasting the code, so you might not understand which section, or the code becomes confusing. So it understands that, okay, once you give comments, just makes it more easy to follow up. Okay, so now I have this code available. Again, once after saving it, as soon as I go back in my code, hit a refresh, you will find that I have my website, the main block, the second block contents, the third block contents are already there, and my website is being created. So no matter which content, which website you want to create, you can very easily create these website contents within your HTML, and you are not doing much coding as well. Just copy pasting the simple thing, and you can create a very good website very quickly within 10 minutes. Okay, so now I have these components, and I can change the headings and the course contents or whatever information I want to do in these things. So for example, this can be my university courses. I can say web systems and engineering. This becomes my one course. The second course I want to discuss, for example, can be my multimedia technology, can be my course. Third course I want to discuss, for example, computer graphics. Okay, and I can give a very nice image here, and that will have university course logo and image. I can replace these logos with whatever images or icons I want to use. I have my course, I can give a course description, I can click on a give link here, and it will take me to another page. Okay, so creating multiple pages, multiple components becomes very easy. Your website is there, your entire contents you can see now are completely created. Finally, for example, if I want to give a research profile or any other information, let me go into Tailwind CSS. I can give my research profile like this as well, or in this way, like this information is given, so icon, some text and icon. So all these wonderful ideas and formats are available. So in other case, for example, I want to use this thing. Okay, this featured article, or maybe this one I can. So, and I think this one is nice. So view code, I can copy the code from the clipboard. So all this content is already there. I copied it. I go back into my source code, and after this section, let me give another comment, and this can be my research profile section 4. Okay, after this I paste the code, Control S, and I scroll upwards, and in top of this, let me give my, for example, my research profile, and this code is there. Okay, and as soon as I come back here, hit a refresh, you would find that my research profile and my main content area is here. These buttons are there. Now all I need to do is go back inside my code and change the content here. The entire layout, the designing of my website is already done. Okay, the entire layout designing is already done. My website is almost complete. Let's go back here, find footer. Okay, the last footer area, I can use this information, but currently I don't have that many links. Maybe just simply this header I want to give. I think this is nice, so I can click here, copy this code on the clipboard, go inside my footer website. After this section, let me give another comment. Footer area, and then copy the footer area, and instead of tail blocks I will just write Dr. Zishan BHATTI personal website, and I have my personal website created for me. Okay, and then I can change all these contents. Copyright, for example, can be my name, at location can be, or this, anything I want to change, I can change that. I come back into my website. If you go back at the bottom, now you can see I have a footer available. Then I have these icons available. I can link them to my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram accounts, my Zishan, and this can be my email address or whatever information I want to give. My website is completely created. That's how easy it is. Now, in order to create subsequent pages, just create more pages, give the headers, and just come back into your Tailwind section and copy any component that you want to give in your other pages. So you want to create image gallery kind of a component, you can do that. See this, all these effects are already there for you. So you have an image, as soon as I move my cursor over this image, the text changes. How I can do that? The code is already written there for me. The styles have been created by Tailwind automatically. All you need to do is copy this code, paste it. You want to create an image gallery, so I can give this gallery. So for example, my requirement is that I want to create a gallery as well. So I created this gallery, come back into this code, and now I know where each section adds. So before this section ends, before the footer area, I give another section, and that's why, see, if I don't give comments, it will become confusing which a section I'm working. So now I can say image gallery section. So when I go back into editing, I can easily know which content or which component I am working with. So comments are sometimes nice. Now I have sections available, and save it, come back here into my main code, reset. This is my second area, course, university courses, my research profile, and now my image gallery sections. I can give all personal links and information here. All right. So this is how easy it becomes to create a complete website. The main task now realizes that you go back here, you change this text and the components that you want to use. Okay, you change your source images, you find the content. That in order to change an image, you have to find an image tag. With an image tag, there's a source. If you want to change the text, find whichever text you want to change and change it. The other thing that sometimes bothers with this website is sometimes it has unnecessary spaces. So for example, if you look into this website, from header, it's okay, but then from header to component, there is extra space here. Then this component is there, but there's some extra space here. Then once this component ends and the next component starts, there is an unnecessary space here. Similarly, you can find some space here as well. So, same space here, and you can always control that by going into the code. So as long as you understand what you're doing. So if you have your header where this header ends here, this is the next section that starts. Now what they do is basically they use these containers. This is where they basically give the space. So this is padding Y, this is margin X, this is padding X. So what this basically means that this is creating a padding in Y axis of 24 pixels. So for example, if I short it to 5, let me see if changes, if it makes any changes or not. So instead of 24, I gave it 5. Then same thing here. If you see division, this is LGW. This is some code that is using the width of this particular section in terms of flex grids. You can control that if you understand the flex options. Same thing here. This flex grid is created column wise, small flex grid, row, and margin top is 10 pixels. So you can control that if you understand the content of the tags. So this is margin top. Margin is something that we've already discussed in CSS multiple times. It gives us the spacing between the components. So empty is the short form for margin top, 10, and this empty is used by flex. So if you read the flex box in a detail, you will find these codes here. Sometimes what I do is I just find these shortcuts. So padding Y was there, I change it, and then I come back here. Let me see this, the space is reduced now. Again, let me show you. Previously it was 24, save it, come back here, now it's 24, more space. I come back here, I reduce it to, for example, 50, save it, come back here, now it's 5, right? So now it is 5, less space. Same thing, after the image we want to remove the space, so we find the image tag, we have it image. After this image, this is a flag tag, okay, and then you see margin top, it is 10. So for example, I can reduce it to 2. So I come back here and I say I just want it to be 2, and maybe this padding Y can be also little bit smaller. Let's see, if I come back here, you see the space is reduced now. Similarly, this component, so before this component there's a lots of space, so I scroll down and wait for the section to end and the next section to start. Same, padding top is 24. For example, I say let it be only 4. Save it, come back here. Now you see the space is automatically reduced. Okay, so no few things you can edit, you can control, you can give it a background image, you can change the background color, but overall it's a very easy and cool way of understanding and creating. So I want to change this div tag. Okay, so this text is here, so we find this div tag here. So this is the one div, this is the second div. So after this, this is the third div that should create these images. So in this third div we have margins, small, wrap, and we find the height, and we find the tag which will create the paddings or the margins. So in this case, I can think this can be margin bottom or padding for maybe this margin bottom, margin top. Margin bottom is 6. I don't know which exactly tag we can change. Let me just see and play with it little bit. Width, height, gray. Let me just say if this is can be reduced. So let me just use 2, save it, and nope, this space is not reduced. Margin top is 5, margin top is 2. So basically, again, like I said, try to find the link here. Small 4, okay. Small margin, let me reduce it to 2 by 2, and margin top also 2. Refresh it, and now it's little bit reduced, but still there is a space. So I don't know, I think there is a space from the top. Padding bottom, padding bottom. This is, yeah, see, margin bottom. So this is margin bottom 12. So let me reduce it to 4, and I think that should do the trick. Class, leading text. Yeah, now see the space is reduced. Okay, so this was it. So we just find some of these keywords and we try to reduce it to a certain point and hope that we get it right sometimes. And now you see the space is reduced. Similarly here. So basic idea is you can edit the content, edit the all the information within this, and you have a complete website that is created. Typically, if I was to create this website from scratch, it would take me a couple of hours or maybe a couple of days even if I am starting at the right point. But once you are learning in this way, Tailwind CSS allows you to create the same concept very quickly, very easily. So if you have a Tailwind CSS, okay, Tailwind CSS, I think where's the website gone? I missed the URL name. Here it is, tailwindcss.com. Okay, so this Tailwind CSS is a very cool framework that you can use to create websites very easily. Obviously, I have not gone into customizing it completely. So if you go into get started, these are the various components. It will tell you how you can use this, customize this, apply your own styles, how you can change it. But in order to use it very quickly, we have another framework called Tailwind CSS blocks. This is created by some guy using the same thing. Okay, so it has already created these components for us and says that in order to use it, just copy the code, paste it, your Tailwind is created, your website is created. Now in order to create the second page, so for example, I need to create page 2. So I will create again another new HTML. I create HTML backslash HTML. Oops. Okay, save this page. For example, this can be my tutorials, tutorials.html, and I save it in the same folder. I save it here. Okay, I go back into my index, I copy the head, okay, I bring it here and paste it. Because basically I need this same file here. So even in the second file, I will include the same Tailwind CSS. Now I come here, give my body tag is complete. Then I will try to copy the same header because I have given it my name, because I've given it a image name from the SVG file. I've changed the path name because these are A links. So for example, I can say href reference is equals to brackets index. So this home will point to my index file. Tutorials, I want href to point to my tutorials page, and similarly all pages. So I will copy this tag up till header, Control C, bring into my tutorials, paste it, save it, index file, save it, go back into your code and it should refresh. Now your home page will point to your home page. Your tutorials will point to a new page that will contain tutorials. Now to add the section here, again I will go back into Tailblocks. I can create a blocks like this, tutorial blocks. I said, okay, I like this thing. I view the code, copy the code, go back into my CSS, go into tutorials, and after this header, paste it. Go back into your HTML, okay, and refresh it, go into your tutorials page, and now you see you have these links available. So for example, now I need duplicate. These are only 3 links. I want it to be more. What I do is I go back inside my code, the same code that I've already done, I can copy that code for my section, Control C. That's why, see, we need comments. I like to give comments, section row 1 of block 1. So it allows me to identify where I ended and where I started. Okay, so at the end of this section, again comment section 2 row 2 of tutorials. Come back here, paste it. I paste the same code. Then change the components if you need it. Now if I go back into my code, you would find I have row 1, I have row 2. Now I can add more components to it. I think, oh, there's too much space here, I don't need this space. Come back into your code, find this container here. You see padding Y 24, I can say only 2. Padding X is okay. Save it, come back here, refresh it, and you will have a less space here. Okay, I think there's a space at the bottom as well. So after this component, there's a margin bottom. Before this component, there's a margin top. So we just find these sections here. We can add it, remove it, and we will have a less space available for us. So similarly, you can create very good websites very quickly for any project that you are working with. Okay, so hopefully that should explain lots of things for you.